This week's
This gonna be a good show.
This is gonna be a phenomenal show.
Let's go.
This week's episode of the Legendary Jerry Show is with. First of all, let me introduce my co-host, and I'm assuming the way they hit it off. A Toomp fan, Tangy Larkin.
I am.
Tangy Larkin, my co-host, sidekick. And hold on, Tangy, hold on. Yeah, we go.
You gotta introduce me right.
You gotta say.
You gotta say.
It's a crowd. Oh,
everybody.
okay. What did I miss?
I'm Toomp Boo.
Well, you know what?
So
I heard both of y'all say
there,
y'all. So I
to
guess
all the other boos out there,
a Leo boo, because I heard both of y'all say y'all Leos, which is cool.
Yeah,
no, but I'm coming in, and one thing about Leos, see, Leo women, they come straight to the top. We don't care who was there before us. We shift positions, and Leos come in and run ish. We go straight to the
shift
top.
position. Okay, on that, I'm gonna go into.
I didn't even catch that. I hate you.
We are sitting here with a very, very close friend of mine,
and
dear friend.
And a legend. I'll say that.
Yes, he is. Oh, no, he's. We don't have nothing but legends on this show. And, if I call you DJ Toomp, do you get? I mean, I know that was the beginning.
Toomp, man, DJ Toomp. I didn't even stop. Sometimes I do that when I introduce myself, but nah.
Okay, that's why I was asking. Do you take that as like? Is that like a knock anything? Because I mean, I've said this on the previous people that's been on the show. All of the great producers were DJs. Yeah. So you don't take that as like a knocking on DJ Toomp.
Nah. You still say DJ Toomp.
I think it's an age thing, because I think the younger people may call you Toomp, and I think the older, you know what I mean, people may say DJ Toomp because they knew you as like I still call you DJ Toomp.
Though. Yeah. Some people
I still call you DJ Toomp. But
I called him Toomp. I called him Aldrin. I called him Aldrin.
Yeah, y'all little buddy called me Al. That's what she called me. Y'all little
Al little buddy. Oh, did he just say Al little buddy? You know the name of the show is, right, Toomp? Toomp, do you know what the name of the show is? You know what the name of the show is? The name of the show is called Storytime.
Oh, word.
So
what kind of story we telling?
I'm just saying.
We go stick to.
Yeah, we gonna stick to the legendary. But I'm just saying.
Legendary.
But that's funny. Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about this guy right here.
How did y'all meet though? How did y'all meet?
Wow.
And how long y'all been knowing each other?
I'm on before Toomp get in. I'm gonna tell this story. Okay. For those who don't know, and for those that do know, I've been in the industry for a long time, and I'm always proud to say how I got my start. Of course, my start was doing street promotions in the mid 90s. I was doing 2 internships at one time. I was interning at Relativity Ruthless Records. They had an office here in Atlanta.
Relativity Ruthless?
I mean, it was Relativity, but Ruthless.
Oh, okay.
They were,
so
Easy.
Okay.
Exactly. And then the Relativity umbrella was Relativity Ruthless. I was interning there at the Atlanta office. And also, I started interning at this independent label called Down Payment Records.
Are you serious?
Down Payment Records. Down Payment Records was owned by Brother Toomp, Brother Marquise, and a guy named Daryl Jones.
My big homie. The
big homie Daryl Jones. When I tell you that my first introduction to being on the road in this music industry and learning the ropes came from this man right here. Really? Everything I learned, it was they were in a group. Him and Brother Marquise was in a group.
Yeah.
Oh, so you was an artist first?
Yeah, I was playing around on the
He was playing around.
I was too, baby.
He was in a group called Too Nasty. This was right on the hills.
Oh shoot. There you go.
Right on the hills. Right on the hills of Brother Marquise leaving 2 Live Crew.
Yeah.
So they created a group called Too Nasty on Down Payment Records. But here, let me tell you how this story gets really, really interesting. And Toomp go laugh because he remembers all.
Wow.
So the label was rolling, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Daryl Jones wound up having to go do 15 years in the feds. We had a company car. We had a company car that I used to drive. A company car. For Down Payment Records, I used to run around in. We took on the road, me, Toomp, Brother Marquise. When the feds came and got Daryl Jones, I received a phone call to take the car that I was driving, the company car, and park it because somebody was coming to pick it up. And I'm like, man, I'm running around. I got some errands to make. They like, Jerry. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Toomp, might have been Marquise. I just got a call to park the car because somebody from the company was coming to get it. Daryl had just got picked up, parked the car. Come to find out later, the company car that I was driving around in had a few kilos of cocaine in there, right?
Well, damn.
Yeah.
About 9 to be specific, right?
Is this statutes of limitations on that?
It was about 8. It was about
about 8 kilos of cocaine that I was just driving around in, you know, giving out flyers. And I was a street team member. This is what, 1994. So, hey, Toomp, I was I could have been in a real different situation if I.
Yeah, man. Thank God, man. Thank
God.
Instructions, you know what I mean?
That I follow instructions. but
you just made him sound like the drop.
No, but let me tell you what's so crazy, Tangent.
Just go to the airport. Just go to the airport.
Let me tell you what's so crazy. I was bucking it though. I was like, man, I got shit to do. I'm running around.
Yeah.
I think this is 95. I was still living in the crib with my mom. I had just quit Delta Airlines. I had got my first internship, and I was working. We had an office here in Atlanta over in Decatur off Memorial Drive, Stone Mountain, Decatur, over off Memorial Drive. But when I tell you, the mindset of being an independent at that point with Too Nasty and there was another group called Native Nuts and all that. It was the right, it was a right concept. But what I learned,
South Carolina.
Yes.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh, so you just love South Carolina.
Joseph Davis.
So there would not be a legendary Jerry if it weren't for this dude right here.
Wow, that's a legendary statement.
And it's so cool, man, because you got some people who have a selective memory, man, where they just like, I don't remember that.
Especially in this industry.
Remember the real
I appreciate
stuff,
that because y'all gave me my, I said, I was doing both.
Yeah.
And you know what else tells you about this dude? He's the same motherfucker from back then in 1994.
Let me slide over a little bit closer. Hold on.
Yeah,
right here.
Yeah, all day.
Now, I don't know how much same. Y'all can talk about that off the. But I was
That's all right.
But seriously, on a serious note, when I tell you, Toomp, if anybody's ever met Toomp or known him as an artist, worked in the studio, just period out and about, Toomp is one of the most consistent, coolest dudes you will ever meet. He ain't never been on no Hollywood shit. And I appreciate that, like straight up, bro.
You know why, right, Jerry?
Why is that?
Because he was born on August 2nd. That explains everything, Jerry. Everything that you just said about the man, even to his creativity, even to his passion, his coolness, his his great looks. I mean, everything.
Damn, she pouring it on heavy, Toomp. Boy, out of all the guests, Toomp. I'm talking to Toomp now, young lady.
Okay.
Out of all the guests that been on the show, I haven't seen you pour it on like this.
Well,
But you know what? We gonna get into. We gonna get into. Okay. We gonna get into what the people want. So Toomp, when people hear the word Toomp, the name Toomp, I should say, not the word.
What's the
but
first word
Toomp,
they say?
The first thing that comes to their mind is T.I.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
right.
T.I.
Mm-hmm.
You got something to say, Shadi.
Yeah, it depends on the age
group. Right, but my two sons would say T.I.
Yeah, but from a success standpoint in the industry,
definitely T.I.
You all, man, together, y'all was that shit, bro.
Everybody says that.
Y'all was that shit.
It's
Y'all
that chemistry,
Key word, you said chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry. It comes from. It's like, because around the time when me and him met, I was just basically getting away from the whole Southern bass, Miami bass whole movement. So I was like, all right, planting my feet. Yeah, the booty shake. That's what it ended up being called, booty shake music, which I don't know how the hell that happened.
You do, Too Nasty. I mean, you do know how it happened. Okay, go ahead.
All the ass is wiggling. But now, and I would say like 97, I was still kind of had both feet out there, like you were talking about some of that old school. And my homeboy Toot, who I grew up with, I've been knowing Toot since, 4th grade. So he's deceased now, but that's who, when you hear T.I. rap about his cousin Toot, rest in peace, me and Toot been knowing each other since elementary school. And
that's how you and T.I. met?
Yeah, through Toot, because me and Toot used to hustle a little bit. You know what I mean? And he used to always tell me about his cousin, you know what I mean?
What stood out about a young T.I. that made you be like, because I heard your tracks back then, even when you was transitioning from, as we was talking, from DJ Toomp to producer Toomp.
Yeah.
Like,
gotcha.
The music and instrumentation, I used to just sit and I remember being in the studio with you sitting and like all hearing it. But what was it about a young T.I. that you was like, you know what, I'm gonna fuck with this young dude?
Man, straight up, it was really like, you know, you had it was a lot of things going on. You know, Big Oomp had his movement, you know, with
shout out to Oomp Camp.
Yeah, Oomp Camp, you know what I mean? Southwest Atlanta all day. And I heard, you know, you had Baby D and a lot of other rappers out there, and then just it was a lot of stuff going on. But when I met Tip, basically, because see, me and Toot used to always listen to Jay-Z. Okay. You know what I mean? That Reasonable Doubt.
And he reminded you that, yeah.
And yeah,
I can see that.
And
I can definitely see that.
Like I say, for having that other foot out there playing around these streets, a lot of shit that Jay-Z was talking about, me and Toot, you know, he was like, man, he talking about some high shit, bro. You know, this nigga,
that street shit and all that.
Nigga hustling, you know, but it wasn't, you know, he was speaking of it in a real slick way. You know, he talking about the Range Rovers, you know, the 4.6, you know what I mean?
Niggas down south and the A specifically could relate to it on his wordplay and all that.
On the wordplay, so... And he was like, man, I'm telling you, my little cousin be rapping just like that, but he a little young nigga, man. You know, he ain't been through what dude been through, but he got a flow like East Coast. And he was like, well, because Tip lived in New York for a while too. And when I heard him, dude, I was like, yo, this is something else, man. Like, this is who I've been looking for, because I've been wanting to like find an artist to break for a while. I went through about 3 or 4 cats, man, and when I ran into him, man, it all made sense, man.
Do you remember that first session when y'all was in the studio and y'all was creating that magic where you just was
Hell
like...
yeah. We was at a studio on Washington Road. This dude named B Hood.
Washington Road, right off 25. That had to be way back.
We did a song called Ball Like This, which was my record at first, and Tip got a verse on that. And we did a song called VIP. Damn, what was some of the other ones? Stay Down. I think Tip still got a cassette or either a CD.
I was getting ready to say, do you still have some of these records?
I don't have it. I think he still got it tucked away though. Him and Doug, one of them niggas got that shit. Yeah, it's some old school.
Y'all done created fucking history, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and people created a whole movement, right?
Yeah, a movement.
Yeah.
So, okay, like, did something happen? Though,
what you mean?
Like, so I just remember, like, there was this period, and I mean, I work in radio, so you know, sometimes I can get a little biased into just radio songs, but it's just because of how much I work and because of how much I have to work in the songs that we're playing currently. But my kids kind of try to keep me connected to the streets. You know, I have 2 teenage boys. But I just remember there was a time, even in the news, like, I just remember comments and stuff when it was like, man, it was an album Tip drop. I can't remember which one it was.
T.I.
People
versus
was like,
T.I.P.
Man, Tip need to go back to Toomp, man. Cause boy, that man,
I remember
man, hey, bro, man, he don't do it with Toomp,
so
bro.
What you asking, was there like a falling out?
Yeah, like what happened?
Yeah, it was definitely some little different situations.
Was it business? Was it a personal, creative?
It was a little bit of everything, you know. Atlantic was ready to do some real cool stuff. You know, they wanted to give me more than what I've been getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
let me get a little closer.
And when they wanted to give me what I've been getting, and all of a sudden, you know, things slowed down, and we was like, damn, well, all of a sudden they not talking about the same numbers, and you know, the conversation had changed. But come to find out, we was trying to figure out what was happening, and end up. He was basically like, hey, you know, no, Toomp don't deserve that.
Ooh.
You know?
Wow.
And so it was more of a thing to where it was like, okay, y'all give Wyclef about 70,000 a track, but I'm just trying to get my little 40. You know what I mean? Because I was at like, you know, at a lower number at that point. But I figured, hey, you know,
you deserved it. With your track record.
As we grow,
that's how it's supposed to be. It's like a ball player. If he come off 20 point, 10 assists, 8 rebound, he going into his free agent year, he go get the bread.
Especially when he can't make the long-term money off of the song that the artist can.
Yeah.
You know, because
the whole thing is, it's like, you know, how could you trip off that when you get that much per show? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Right, and it's not like you get part of that money.
Off your concerts.
Exactly.
So that caused a rift.
It was a thing to where, I felt like, you know, okay, I got, I've had a career before that, but my whole thing was like, all right, instead of me just focusing on you, man, I'm gonna let you go on and do that album with Wyclef, since y'all want to give him all the money.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go over here and fuck with Def Jam. And that's when I hooked up with L.A. Reid and rest in peace, Shakir Stewart.
My guy.
And they came to see me at my studio, and man, I had a song deal over there with them, and boom, you got Jay-Z.
So for those that don't know, and we spoke about this with other guests on the show, other producers, a song deal is when a label gives you a certain amount of money and say, deliver us this many tracks.
Yeah. And so I did 2 song deals in a row.
That was a nice motherfucking check, Toomp.
Yeah, that was a mean check. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Yeah.
Damn, that check was.
Yeah, I still own like a lot of land and shit that I bought.
I'm sure you do.
You know what I mean?
That's a beautiful check.
Average guys, you know, they get Ferraris and the diamond chains. Not to knock that. That's cool, but you know, go and get you some land.
You said you wanted to make an impact on your legacy. You go lay some land and everything.
Yeah, man. So you know that's what it was. But like I say, eventually,
and then y'all wind up coming back together.
We worked it back out.
How did y'all work it out though? How was that conversation? Was it a T.I. matured? He went through a little bit more. He kind of really saw what the industry was, and
no, I won't even say that. That's something that he had to answer on that. But it was more of a thing to where, believe it or not, the only answer I could give is that I got more respect once I showed motherfuckers that I could go somewhere else.
Sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta do that.
It's that classic. People that know you won't celebrate you to people that don't do.
Yeah,
it's the classic. It's the classic comment.
It happens. You know what I mean? And I mean, you know, all this coming out to the world. For world gonna see this. I mean, I ain't saying nothing that's not real. And
who picked up the phone though? Did he pick up the phone? Did somebody else get in between and say, "Listen, bro, you need to call Tim"?
Well, y'all both ventured off and did your own stuff without each other.
I'm just saying how they got back together. Because
he went and got a Grammy with Justin Timberlake, and I got one with Kanye. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that's what we did. Good Life. You know, and I did like 3 songs on the Graduation album. So you know that was crazy.
Damn.
You know, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Big Brother, and Good Life. You know, those 3 records.
So as you see, Tangent, we sitting here.
I love it with Jeezy. Then Say Hello.
Damn, Toomp, you got a discography, nigga.
So the Def Jam situation was really a blessing.
I'm over here in it.
It was very much so.
But honestly, like really, all that was supposed to happen because if me and Tip hadn't had those problems, I wouldn't have
grown to where you did
and put that energy and did that deal with LA and them over there at Def Jam. I might have went on and did the Atlantic deal, which and I don't think Atlantic even had that much of a roster. As far as
at that point.
So Def Jam, that made sense. You know,
you didn't answer my question though.
Nas, you know what I mean? You
didn't answer my question though.
What's that, baby?
Who picked up? What you say?
What's that, baby? Who picked up the phone?
Who picked up the phone? Like who?
It was neither me. It was neither me.
Something brought. What was that one?
It was management that picked up the phone.
Probably
it wasn't me nor Clifford. No, it was like Jason and Bernard.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Jason and Bernard.
What was that first? So you didn't talk to him before y'all saw each other?
Nah, it wasn't really.
So what was that first when y'all saw each other after all of that? Did y'all talk about it or was it nothing to talk about because like things were okay now?
Nah, because it was cool. It wasn't never.
Yeah, because they both was having success with it.
Yeah, it wasn't never. It wasn't never. I could say me and him had a conversation on the phone right when we went our separate ways.
Okay.
But we've never raised our voice at each other like that.
And that's grown man shit. And people listening, you hear that shit?
It's something that
it ain't come to no fucking blows.
We had to.
Y'all aren't talking none of that shit.
What's the name? Wendy and Charlamagne that hit me and was like they thought I was
back when Wendy Day had. Wendy Williams had her show.
Yeah, Charlamagne, that's my dude too. He definitely be raw.
He from South Carolina. I know you love the South Carolina.
Yeah, that was when. So because their show was just on in New York at that time. Wendy Williams and Charlamagne was her sidekick, and they was looking for all the juicy shit.
And they thought I was gonna entertain it, but I didn't, man. You know, I just kept it cool.
Good for you, man.
What I mean?
Good. And but that's the stand-up dude this dude is, though. Now I remember you taught me something, and you probably gonna laugh when I tell you this. Outside of me having my start, and you helping me get into the music industry,
right?
I was in the studio with you in your studio, and we was talking. I had brought you one of my artists who was signed to me at one point. I just did a deal, I think, with Universal Republic.
I remember, dude. Yeah.
So I was like, hey, man, he gets writer's block and as far as hooks. And you said, Jerry, when me and Tip work, the best hooks we come up with are just from everyday conversation. Like you might be walking by, be like, nigga, you don't know me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a hook. Man, if you don't come back ASAP, ASAP, that's a hook. And it always stuck with me when you told me that.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, my phone, I'm sorry, how
it's all good business.
Yeah, right, legendary Jerry.
So
legendary.
that always stuck with me on the simplicity of a hit fucking record. When you told me that, I left that studio, and that was years ago, Toomp. I always remember that. And and it's funny when I listen to your music and listen to whether it's with Tip, whether it's with Kanye, but I know more so with Tip, with y'all chemistry. Like I'll listen to it and be like, damn. Like I just said, ASAP. Like you don't know me.
You don't know me. Yeah, it's a long
the simplicity. Yeah,
you know, just,
like the simple stuff. Like I said, we'd be joking around, be like, man, Tenji, you don't know me.
I swear, I still to this day I say that all the time.
What you know about that?
I do it all the time.
The best records. Now, a lot of the biggest records of all time have been simple.
Yeah, real simple sayings, man. That is basically universal that most people can deal with, of every color or nationality or whatever. Just regular sayings. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it ain't that hard, man.
You mentioned a minute ago about being in with Kanye. That was
how was that? Was that before? Was that blonde hair? No, that wasn't blonde hair. He said graduation.
Yeah, that was years ago. So as we all know,
that was pre-Kim Kardashian.
Regardless of what you think about Kanye, what people think about Kanye personally,
I love Kanye.
And I've met Kanye and I've been around the brother. Mm-hmm. He's really a very smart, intellectual guy.
He's a genius.
And very creative. Exactly. With your experience working with him, was there anything in particular you took from it? Like when you left there, like, man, outside of like, this dude is creative than a motherfucker. Like, was it something like, okay, as far as working together that you was like, okay, I can take this from working with him, or even for not just Kanye, but Tip or whoever.
But definitely with Kanye, like you was just asking, one of the things I learned from him is teamwork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
elaborate on that.
Everybody was tripping about how Drake have other writers
on his stuff,
yeah. Kanye Ben had that.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at greatness, man, see, people could get so caught up in thinking greatness could come from an individual, but 90% of the great things or great achievements that anybody has accomplished,
it's a team.
They would speak of a team.
You're only as great as your team.
Yeah. And if you did it by yourself, it's going to be a one-time thing, because you can't really do but so much just by yourself. Yeah. Just on some really just physics type shit almost.
Yeah.
If you think about it. So, Kanye had a few writers in there, and there were musicians on deck, basically, and I learned a new way of producing. You know what I mean? Fucking with
now
Kanye.
For you, that's saying a lot, dog.
Yeah, hell yeah. I learned a new way of producing, because sometimes as producers, we could be on some geek shit and just be in a room just by ourselves. And, hey, man, I don't want nobody bothering me today.
Yeah.
And just get in the zone, which is cool. Sometimes when you digging through the crates or whatnot, you want to get in that zone.
That phone out the way.
But, man, if you got like 2 or 3 other good ears around you, and while you building, somebody going to hear something that put something in that track that I wouldn't have put in there. Oh, man, I can hear this on here, too. Next thing you know, boom, you got a masterpiece.
And you don't get enough credit for Atlanta's. We was just laughing before we got on air about the culture, that word.
Yeah.
That culture. You don't get enough credit, because you mentioned being MC Shadee's DJ. Yeah. But also your contribution, and I tell people all the time, Atlanta's contribution to the culture is nothing like it, man.
Yeah.
And you born and raised in Atlanta.
No, straight up, man.
You can hear
you a thorough high, old thorough high west side ass.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
class
saying?
87, man. Matter of fact, this our shit right now.
80 damn.
He is not old. He is not old. He is grown.
37.
He is grown.
Yeah, man. 30-year anniversary, man. We I don't know. I think we're supposed to have a big kickball game or something.
Do these artists from Atlanta? Do they, when you run into them, do they realize the magnitude? Do they come and say, "Hey, man, like the thing, like the Yachties, the Migos, the Futures"? Do they come?
A lot of them cats really don't.
Do they know, man?
See, I'm gonna tell you, man, about the new generation, and this is not really to knock nobody, but I would love to see them.
Put it on out there. Put it out there.
But a lot of, like, when it comes to hip hop, it's only a few guys who really dig through the crates and do their history. For some reason, R&B, right? You can just imagine a new 17-year-old singer sensation could come in here right now and you interviewing him. You'd be like, yo, man, so who's your inspiration?
Donny Hathaway.
Yeah, he'll go naming some others who he wasn't. Yeah, because he dug through the crates and he listened to the runs or whatever and be like, oh, Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they'll name some artists, but when it comes to rap, a lot of in the hip hop world, we don't go but so
research.
Far. Don't really go.
They don't
so
see
far
the
research,
folks,
man.
especially. I mean, I just named some cats here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
For them not to know your work and what you've done.
Like Tip didn't know my work when we first met. He didn't know nothing about Luke shit that I produced.
Really?
And Shadi, no, I had to basically tell him.
I didn't know either. I ain't gonna lie.
His cousin Toot had to explain to him, like, no, man, Toot been doing all that shit for the 2 Live crew. Like,
Swear
I was
I
just
didn't know.
a dude nigga the 300
Damn.
CX, you know.
And he was just like, who is this dude with some hard ass tracks?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to tell Tip about, you know, what I did. But I would love to see more of the cats in the hip hop world.
Speaking of the Nuka, who do you listen to now, and not just listen to, but who do you hear and be like, boy, that motherfucker right there, I want to bless him. I want to lace him with some shit.
Oh, man.
I want to lace him with some shit.
That sounds like a lot of people, is it?
It's a few of them. I definitely would love to kidnap Future. Because I hear
let me tell you something about that dude, man. He makes some motherfucking good records, man.
Yeah.
He makes some very good records.
See, I love what he did with Mike Will, and I love what he's doing with Metro and 808 Mafia.
Ooh.
But Future is like, I could see him getting another maybe 5-10 years just dealing with, if he was to go get with another producer like myself or somebody else with a different flavor.
We putting that out there. He needs him.
He can do that.
Man, he got to get, man, y'all,
because he knows how to.
Y'all
I
together,
can tell
man.
He can adapt to whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hey, that dude is interesting. I was just having this discussion with a music executive the other day, and we was just talking about the artists that really just make real solid records.
Right.
Real, very good records.
Damn right.
And Future was one of them, and the other one is that damn Rick Ross, man.
Man, Rick Ross so
man.
cold.
Yeah.
Shit,
You know,
man.
I've been on like 3 of Rick Ross albums. Yeah.
Oh,
I
see.
did White House. What was the other one when he was? Golly, man, that's bad. I can't remember the titles. It's me.
Let me tell you something.
Ross dropped a lot of albums, so it's okay if you can't remember the title because he dropped a lot of albums.
Did I just see that little thing in your face?
You
man?
did.
What that little?
I'm trying
what
to
you
put it
gonna
on
put on
us.
mine? Hey, what you gonna
I can't say it on the microphone. I'll just
But no, man. Let me see who else out of Atlanta.
Just period. It don't
period.
even have
Drake.
to be.
But the only thing with Drake, I've been wanting to give up Drake, but I just don't want to deal with Cash Money though. You know what I mean? I love to deal, if I could deal with Drake without having to deal with Cash Money.
Why you say that, Tom?
I mean, it just I want my royalties, man. You know.
So,
damn. Well,
transitioning
yes, we know the stories are true.
I mean, it's money to be made off publishing and other stuff, but you just don't get royalty checks from over there.
I got a question. Mm-hmm. And Jerry, I know that you asked this before. At what point in your career did you know, okay, this is it. I can really make a life and a living of it. It's like okay, forget the kilo. I'm not snitching. I'm just saying, forget the kilos, the artist. Forget the DJing. Did you ever DJ? Actually DJ?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I won battles and everything.
See,
that's
before
you haven't
I
seen
was
DJ
here.
Toomp cut?
Yeah, that's
Oh, don't worry. I wasn't with him shooting in the gym, but that's all right. I'm in the gym now.
But DJ Toomp, I mean, to go back to before your question, DJ Toomp on those turntables. You said I said turntables.
Yeah.
This dude is a monster.
Yeah, and I see DJs, not to knock that, but yeah, true turntablism, you know, the art of scratching and mixing and tricks, you know.
So when was that turning point in your life where you were like, okay, this is it. I can do this. I can forget everything else. I can do this, just this only for a living.
Yeah, Tanya, straight up, that's a excellent question because I'm gonna tell you, I started this shit in '85, right? And it was more of a hobby. Because I was like, damn, I know how to work a drum machine. Yeah, like damn, you know, I wasn't playing no keys. I go to this little studio on Candler Road. Shout out to Sergio Kroon, the spot called Logic 7.
I have no idea.
It was right by the
I
Hess.
don't even. Jerry don't know. You know I don't know.
I wasn't even living in that line in '85.
Yeah. By the Hess.
It was next door to the Hess gas station on Candler Road. But and so from '85, and then finally I would say in '97. 96, I did something on Dr. Doolittle soundtrack. Because even
I remember that.
Well, honestly, okay, but even from '85, I graduated, and then I got with Shadi, right?
Which
so
is
MC Shadi.
Okay.
MC Shadi.
They was all on the road with 2 Live Crew and Poison Clan.
You know, I produced that one.
You like them shakes.
Yeah, all that. You know, the whole Miami lifestyle. But really, I'm gonna tell you, it still felt like it was a hobby. And I was getting a little money or whatnot, but I never saw a royalty check until, so we talking about from '85, and I've been on projects that sold units from the
Two Live Crew
to the New Jack City soundtrack.
Are you serious?
Yeah, a song called Dick in the Dirt. I produced that. the part when G Money is riding in that Jeep, it be like, hey man, this shit here make girls suck your dick. Nah, that's my track. I did that on the SP 1200. So
this is a real life legend now.
I never did. So that album sold about 4 million. I didn't get not one royalty.
You
check.
serious? Why
Because
is that?
I wasn't on top of my business. I was just a young nigga selling beats for $1,600-$1,700.
I mean, that's the classic story.
You know what I mean?
So it's like a work for hire agreement you did.
Yeah, work for hire. I ain't know what I was signing. Hadn't read no books or nothing. Then later on, I would say around 95, a little bit after D went down. That's when I started, getting up books and started reading things. And once I educated myself on a lot of shit, I figured the next project that approaches, I'm gonna have my shit together. And that's when Tony Mercedes came to me with hollered at me as far as submitting a song for the Dr. Dolittle soundtrack.
Because I think LaFace Records were they executive producing that.
Yeah, it had something
Tony
to do with
Mercedes,
that. Yeah, so, and that album sold like 3 million, and man, my song that I did wasn't even a single, but just from being on that album,
wow,
shit, man, I had a first check came to my house about 70,000.
And you knew it was on.
Never. That's when I started taking it because that was a little bit more than what I had in my safe at the time. So that's when I started.
Now that's how you know. Did you hear this?
Yeah, that's my partner. That's my partner. That's that old school street shit right there.
Come on, man.
That's that old school street shit.
I didn't get a bank account and shit till what? Maybe 04.
Come on, Toomp, stop, dog.
I've been cash. I ain't have no credit, dog.
He is not the first. He is not the first.
For real.
Man, I've been a safe dude, man.
See, but I know your background. I've been blessed.
Army jackets.
I've been blessed to know your family, so I can.
Man,
I can.
OG,
yeah,
man.
I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, I was gonna say you come from a
a
line of OGs, brother.
And being in Miami for them years, running around, just peeping and like, oh, okay.
Do you still talk to our buddy? Well, you're more so your buddy, Brother Marquise from Two Live.
I haven't seen Marquise in years, man.
Which one is that? Is that the light skin one? Or is
yeah.
So I did some things with him when I lived in Miami at 103.5 The Beat. I did some things
Be
with.
specific. You said did some things. Be specific.
You do,
Listen,
because hey, we
first
know
of all,
Marquise.
This my boo right here. So don't
I don't mean
do
you didn't
me.
do no things.
Don't
then.
be trying to make don't do me because we honest
Everybody,
with
your
each other.
damn boo Toomp. She tell everybody to come on the show.
No,
yeah.
I don't tell everybody.
She tell everybody. Everybody here know. They'll tell you.
Man,
Kodak, Jamal, everybody will tell you that. Look, everybody her boo.
I'm gonna see.
I ain't even gonna put on blast. But go ahead. What was you saying? Oh, okay.
Jerry, don't behave.
You'll see.
You know what, Toomp? He mad.
No, that's my partner.
I'm gonna see.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna see. But I just got my checks back on you. I ran your car facts.
The little buddy might be mad.
I ran your car facts. We can run each other's car facts. You know what I'm saying? I ran your car facts. I just got your car facts back.
Do it.
Okay,
anyway,
what's the question?
What I was gonna say is, shit, I forgot. Oh yeah, the Two Live Crew dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the one that
Shout
got
out
sick?
to Marquise. I don't know where you at, pimp.
One of them got
Marquise.
sick. One of them had.
Yeah, that was Chris 11. He had a bad
Fresh
car
Kid
accident.
Ice, the one that always had the cast on his arm, the Asian.
He was in a real bad car accident. Instead of getting his arm like removed, he just kept it and doing to that. And it started other complications. But I think he's doing a lot better now.
Okay, so I just when you see like people like that you work with back then, and I just remember like them, they were so humble trying to work again. You know, like they were, because you know we flipped on 103.5 The Beat back in the market, and they were just trying to. You know, it's almost like they were back to working the record like for the first time. Not with Luke. It was
it was solo.
Before they started doing reunion shows.
Most likely Joe Weinberg.
It was just the two of them, right?
Yeah.
And when you see people like that you used to work with, kind of, I don't want to say struggling, but you know, kind of still kind of in back at that place, and you're continue to grow and prosper. What do you think is the difference? What do you think is the difference between you and y'all work together at the same time and you keep going, and then them kind of, you know, not falling off but struggling in a sense?
Excuse me. I would really say it's about like whatever you're doing, you just got to, I would say just get a little more creative and going beyond what you just do. You know what I mean? Like what
do you mean by that?
Because I was just a DJ at
Constantly
first.
reinvent yourself.
Okay.
Reinventing. Then I was like, all right, you know what? Let me learn a little bit more about production.
See, this is
I
good.
learned how to make beats.
You said you did what?
Learn how to make beats.
You did what? You what?
Learn and taught myself.
So you learned.
After I started making beats, a lot of the guys who I started making beats with, they really went on their own, they kind of got out of that, and I learned how to start playing music. But I don't know how to read music, but I know how to play. I know exactly what it's supposed to sound like.
Right.
So all that is what take me to the next level, and then educate myself on what to do with that bread once it's made. Instead of I could have really spoiled myself with a whole lot of stuff that the average person will spoil themselves with. But I was like, nah. I grew up around some folks who were like, nah, boy, go get you some land. Flip
Smart
a few of these
shit.
cars, go to the auction, get you a dealer's license and all that. Whoop. So, but as far as the music business, it's like you got to keep just reinventing yourself, man. Whether you
the music biz,
if you're a rapper or whatever you are, if it's something else, like I would say every artist, whether a rapper should, because what plays a part is like you really are a performer. And I won't say what you're doing is an act, but you're performing, you're entertaining people. I think every artist should somewhat take some acting lessons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're looked at as a figure that everybody's
Toomp,
looking at you as that star.
They don't know how to reinvent themselves, and that's
so
one thing that
they don't learn the business. Some of them so one-dimensional with wanting fame.
Yeah. Like straight up, I would love to see Rick Ross start acting. If Rick Ross was
he got the personality. He's got the personality. He's got
that boy
he
got
is
it.
doing something. I know he's doing something. They're doing a short film.
Okay.
Him and Gucci and
he's made some incredible moves with his finances.
You mentioned a minute ago about making beats.
Yeah.
But Toomp, I'm gonna go back to our history again because this is story time. A legendary.
I want to hear this story.
No, this is technically not a story. It's just a.
Okay. I know y'all got some.
I learned early on the difference between a person that makes beats and a producer.
Yeah.
I've been in the studio with beat makers, but it took for me to come and watch you, not just with my own artists that were signed to me and that I had deals with, but artists that you were working with, to sit back in the studio with you and you tell them, you need to get on the beat. You need to approach the track and attack the track like this.
Yeah,
and you need to bring that back. We ain't do that. All right, you know what? We're going to take the rest of the evening off and come back because I need you to get on like this. And that was my first time seeing a producer at work and not just a motherfucker that makes beats, bro. And I can say that, and I tell when I go and I talk to other people, and that was the first. And I used to just sit back and be like, damn, okay, I see the difference now. Yeah. Because you want to just send somebody a 2-track and be like, all right, when you come in, all right, jump on this shit. You in there coaching them, and that's what a producer. It's a difference.
I'm aiming for greatness, man. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I bring my music to the table. All right, your lyrics, this shit got to fit, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm there to make sure that this shit is. Because
I could tell, like, I know for the artists that I brought, it was times when, and I know you didn't give a shit, where they probably got a little sensitive, might have been rubbed the wrong way, because you'll be like, oh no, I know, I saw it with my own eyes. You'll be like, oh no, you're not gonna get on there like this. You're gonna ride the beat like this, and I just be sitting back.
For a person who just been with beat makers most of their career,
where they able to do things how they want to do it, you can get offended. And I've seen folks, because Toomp is, like he said, if he's gonna bless you with one of his tracks, you're not just gonna come get it on any kind of way. You're gonna get it how it's supposed to be done.
Damn right.
And that's what I saw being in the studio with you, is you'll be like, nah, Playboy, we ain't doing this shit like that.
I'm gonna tell you what's funny, like that's kind of why, like me and Tip still cool, we speak to each other when we see each other. But our last album that we worked together on, there was a few songs where I was like, Tip, that's cool, but I'm not happy with that. And he felt that it was right. I was like, all right, man, but you can't say I didn't say it. And then the time went by, I was like, man, why don't you just try it like this? He was like, no, man, you still on that shit? And
so you think that's like, why y'all
cats got the, you know what I mean?
Right.
Wow. And that's what I'm saying. Like I'm hoping that a lot of artists could really just understand getting beats from a producer and being produced.
There's a big difference.
Oh, it's a big difference.
There's a big difference in a beat maker and a producer.
And a producer, man. And
so that put a
even
little
if
bit.
I didn't make the beat on a lot of shit, I love to go in and say, oh, this ain't you did the beat.
Yeah.
And I come in and be like, all right. hey man, you know you ain't really rapping to that shit, right, man? The way this beat goes.
Because for you not to be formally trained, as you said, like I said, I'm gonna go back again to being in the studio with you. What I've been like you said, whether it's your track or whether it's somebody else's track, you're able to know how to get on it and how to do,
and how that shit's supposed to go, how it's supposed to start and finish, man. Yeah, definitely.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is how that's the difference in the fucking beat maker and the producer. And Tangi, I am proud to be able to say that I've been in with the producer too. Yeah. And I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen him create. I've seen him. I've seen this shit, and I know how the dude is dope, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I would have to agree. You know, upon several interactions where, I know that like in this industry we meet a lot of times, and you know how it is. It's kind of surface meet. Mm-hmm. You know, you kind of just, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. What's up? Oh, this person worked for this station, or this person worked for this label. Or, just kind of dap up, hey, let's exchange numbers, blah, 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 and never, really communicate or whatever. Right. But Atlanta's a very small scene. But when I met you and Tamiko introduced me to you at the time.
Tamiko Hope, the publicist. Very good publicist.
Love it.
Yes. Hey, Tamiko. And she told me that you and I had the same birthday.
Right.
Okay, I already knew.
Okay,
that I was gonna love you. That was number one. I was like, oh, you got the same birthday as me. He me. Right. He's a male version of me. But then on top of that, I just, everything that I've heard about you or whatever, just said that you are not only great at what you do, but just a cool dude.
Thank you. Yeah,
What's your favorite song that you produce?
My favorite song I produced.
Your personal favorite, like no matter what it did in numbers.
Okay.
Your personal favorite.
Damn, I like the way you asked that.
You do, boo.
24.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that What You Know was a motherfucker, man. That What You Know about
still is.
That's still one of my ones, man.
When you hear that beat coming on,
say that.
Hold
on. Say that song again. You said it still. When it come on, if you in a club, let's just say Magic City on a Monday night.
You talking about the damn Phillips Arena?
Right.
When that shit come on, and what song is that again?
What you know?
What you know about that?
And you don't know me. Definitely. You don't know me. Was definitely one of the ones.
No, but what you know about that though, when that beat come on.
That was the one.
Listen,
What You Know was the anthem.
Radio stations, we could not, how usually we'll cut the song, right? Like, so if it's a lot of instrumental in the beginning or whatever, like just for time purposes, for the clock, we'll usually cut some of the instrumental out of the beginning to make it start quicker or fade out. But boy, let me tell you something. Every market I was in there, What You Know, boy, it was like, man, we can't even cut that down. When that beat come on, doom 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 doom. Oh my God, like still.
But you know what? So you know what, Tangi? This dude right here got archives of that type shit. Trust me.
I bet.
Anthems. This is like whoever.
This dude just a few years ago gave me
uniform. It's just
this dude gave me a CD a few years ago, and I was like, shit.
Yeah, it's more.
I was like, damn. So it's way more than what. Speaking of way more, what is Toomp working on now? Is it the music? Is it? Did you just completely move away from the music?
I still love the music. Music's still banging. I
wait a minute, like, music still banging. What you mean? Do you still love the music?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, I love the music. Sometimes, on the industry side, I just haven't really been just
inspired. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
It's only a few cats who really inspire. But but more than just the artists, just and I could say I'm somewhat, and a lot of other people from my era can speak of this. I'm somewhat spoiled.
Yes, we are. We are. Tom. We are.
All right, it might take a minute. Like you got to think, like, before this shit went viral, before music had been so viral, man, when it was a tangible product.
When it was a what?
You go buy a CD at a store.
Tangible.
That was my rap name, by the way.
So was it?
Tangible was my rap name.
So you were able to keep up with each unit that was sold,
right?
Which made the royalty game
way different. The sound scam where
check was at war.
But now with this streaming shit too.
The streaming shit, you can't keep up with it.
Everybody says the same thing.
Sold. That's why somebody's like, such went platinum. For real? Show me.
I just saw a plaque for the first time the other day. I was like, and I'm like, it went gold?
platinum, and so I come from that era, man. For in stores, hey, can you sign my?
Oh, I miss in stores, man.
Opening up, okay. Oh shit, ain't no to produce that. Damn boy,
reading the credits. We talked about it on another episode.
Damn boy, you got 3 of them on Kanye album.
Now.
Right now, you don't know that unless a motherfucker just go on YouTube and do a.
So that's taking some of the I won't say love of it, but is it?
Yeah, honestly, that really has taken a lot from the super cats really being super producers. Like now, cats got to put their stamps on records or whatnot. You know what I mean? So just imagine if the game was still tangible units being sold, right? Man, Mike Will, 808 Mafia and them would be so goddamn filthy rich.
Wow.
Man, them young niggas will be rich as fuck, boy.
But a lot of them don't even know about that time, too.
So
they don't even get it.
So it's like now, it's kind of like, all right, let's say if I make a hit record on whoever, how am I really gonna get paid besides, okay, publisher checks is cool.
Yeah.
But just the whole breakdown on this streaming shit, and like I say, and when it gets to that point to where it's really no units being sold too tough, but everybody is focusing on shows.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You got cats now who will turn down a record deal
because they're making money doing it.
Chance the Rapper.
He's getting 20 and 30,000 per show a night. So it's kind of like, okay, ain't no royalties coming with a concert.
If Kanye or Tip call you and say, just whoever, say, hey man, we working on this new album, is that gonna get your creative juices flowing again? I'm not saying they stop flowing. But
okay, want me to tell you, and then getting on that part of it. The only way that those creative juices will get flowing is if we cut down all this virus shit. Hey man, email me some tracks. No, man, let me fly to LA or New York. And
that goes back.
Out my laptop and play
that goes
shit.
back into Toomp, the producer.
Yeah, I don't want to send you no beats, dude.
Yeah.
Shit, come on, man.
Wow.
Let me
you don't have to. And you at that point in your career where you don't have to.
So now, even now, I'm talking about, I'm so much of a hip hop god, man, to where I could listen to certain songs and tell you, let's say if it's a rapper featuring another rapper.
Yeah.
I could be like, them niggas wasn't there at the same time.
Right.
Man, he sent that dude.
Yeah,
them
I feel like
tracks
that a lot too.
And you could tell
they run in the studio together.
Yeah, they run in the studio together, and it ain't the same. And I could hear that shit from a mile away. And it's so much that the technology has taken from our authenticity. Like it ain't there.
That's deep.
And it's thinning that shit out slowly. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's getting.
Well, the good thing is this, Toomp. The good thing is this.
But I still love it though, and I still make at least.
I was gonna say, so
you still go in the studio and create music, right?
I still bang out every day.
Yeah,
what you do with all them hot ass? Come on, man.
I mean, okay, like you say, what I'm doing now, I've been submitting stuff to TV commercials.
Okay, good.
Like that.
Once again, reinventing,
slowly getting into scoring. I thought about acting at one point. I backed off of that though.
Why? You're very handsome. I think you would do well on TV.
You gotta look good to be an actor.
No, I mean, you're a more professional actor when you're.
So watch this.
I think you'd be more famous.
Watch this. Then what about all them underground adult film porn you did?
I would say the porn. The porn is that's like secondary.
Yeah.
I don't do no porn.
Hey, look.
No, straight up though.
I was about to say, that's one of our businesses.
Here we go.
The way Atlanta is popping though, like the regular film shit where you got
Atlanta's a whole different
market.
The
way that we're the king of strip clubs. Believe me, now that the film industry is popping, watch that porn industry gonna pop around here in about another 2 years. It's gonna be.
You think it's gonna take that long?
I got a question.
Maybe less. Yeah.
I got a question. So
before we wrap up, this
is my last question.
Okay.
All right. So I'm sitting here. It's a 2-part question. I'm sitting here, and it says that you produced Raheem's self-titled record when you was
Raheem Dream out.
16 years. You were 16.
Yeah. Like I said, class of '85. Yeah.
I thought you said 87.
1985 was when I produced. 85.
Oh.
Yeah. I graduated at 80. I meant to say 19. Raheem is in the class of 85, so yeah, I was in the 10th grade.
You and Raheem the Dream with the high school together.
Yeah, we was at Thorough High. Yeah, so I was in the 10th grade, with a song in regular rotation, like playing 5 times a day. I'm talking about teachers like, that's your song? I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Okay, so I'm sorry, 3-part question. Only 2 more parts. I'm almost finished.
Yeah,
so you've been doing it for a very long time because, like,
at
I
a
told
high
you,
level though, Tangi.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like
it took a minute for me to see some money.
Listen to the question. Listen to the question because the question's not about money.
Okay.
You've been doing it since you were 16.
Yes.
And my question to you is, do you ever feel like there's something you sacrificed in your personal life to pursue your professional dreams as long as you have? Do you ever feel like I might have missed out on this phase of being married and having kids and just being a dad, taking the, do you ever feel like you missed out on some personal experiences because of this?
It's a few of them. One thing that I feel I missed out on is I let baseball go. I had a mean curveball. I was a fool with baseball.
You play baseball? You know, that's my sport.
Yeah, that is Jerry's thing.
Yeah, that was your sport. Damn right.
Still is.
Yeah,
My son JC plays.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And you athletic. Okay,
so,
go ahead. Sorry, hold on, because I got one more part to question.
I was about to say something. So you have a regret about giving up baseball?
A little bit at one point, but then after a while, I was like, I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, the checks start clearing. He was like, I'm cool.
Sense, you know what I mean? But I would say straight up, it really took, because I was in a relationship around between 92 and 97 maybe. And
serious.
This young lady, she wanted to get married. She wanted to get married.
That was back in the down payment record day.
Yeah, and she wanted to marry me, and I was like, really, first of all, I'm too young, but I'm focused on this MPC.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I've been on the SP 1200, but now I ain't gonna lie, I got.
Are those like producer tools or something?
So MPC, okay. Yeah, it's a little tan color
the beat machine. Okay,
that's exactly what they are.
MPC 3000 or something like that, right? 2000.
It was 60 back then.
They got a bunch. MPC 60 was the first one.
3000, but you shit.
Okay.
And so straight up, like I really started putting more time into that than my relationship, man. And
do you ever regret that?
Nah.
What about now? Like now
still cool though.
You said you took a break from the music and everything. Well, not saying that you took a break from the music, but you said you're not really inspired right now to, do music full time. Are you married or do you have children? Is that something you're focusing on?
Beautiful daughter.
Yeah, thank you, man. That's my little wife.
I always wanted a daughter. So I'm just saying, but do you? So now that you're like taking a break seriously though, like are you saying, okay, well now it's time for me to live? Like my legacy is not complete, but my legacy, the foundation for it is laid. So I don't want to miss my life.
Honestly, I can't really see how this could really take away from this. It definitely haven't taken away from me just living and kicking it. I still go fishing and do everything that I want to do.
Oh, and you fish too?
Yeah, I got you, baby.
Go ahead.
So,
but it's from South Carolina. I'm just saying.
Yeah, all day. But nah, it's like no matter how much I've won, like in the previous years, I still want to win again with new people. You know what I mean?
You're not retired.
No,
let's be clear.
I was gonna say,
let's be clear.
With all that heat he got over in the studio, I would hope.
So you just be holding heat.
I don't want to sound like a verse, but I'm not retired. I'm just not as inspired.
But it do sound like a verse.
You know what I mean?
But that's real though.
This nigga went from the producer to pimping.
Yeah,
God, dog.
I'm not retired, but I'm just not as inspired. And like you say, the amount of people who I really, really want to work with, and it's minimal. It ain't but so many. And I respect the hustle of certain artists and whatnot, but for me, coming from the era to where you really have to know how to rap and really have to bring some cool shit to the table.
Why don't you teach that then? Why during this break?
I'm not in a position to teach
you
that.
You are. You're in the perfect position. Why don't you because I always, and somebody else said this on our show, and I'm sorry, I know we got to go, but, and I'm a big person like that because I feel like a lot of people in radio, because I remember one time when I first started working at V103, they tried to pit me and Wanda Smith against each other when I was an intern from that point on, and it always was an issue, and I hated that because I felt like, wow, you're so much older than me and successful. why won't you talk to me? Why won't you school me? Tell me stuff. And I feel like, and like I said, what David Banner said, he said that when Al Sharpton was fussing about rappers and the things they're doing, the things they say, and he said, but y'all never talk to us, OGs. Y'all don't sit us down.
Now honestly, it's only a few. I'm telling you, it's a small amount. Let's say if we got 12 of the new rappers in the room right now.
But all the rappers at the house is what I'm saying.
But all out of that 12, only about 3 of them may be willing to sit down and really hear what the OG got to tell them. Out of 12.
You think so?
I beg to differ. Let me tell you why I beg to differ.
So many of them, especially if they getting money already, they don't really want to hear what a nigga from the past got to tell them. Oh man, you just
but you not from the past like that. You're but that's your advantage. I feel you, but I feel like that's your advantage.
No man, it ain't like that no more. I'm telling you, I hear that from niggas that I'm cool with right now. Be like, for real, you think that's old school?
I think that it's going to take the way that it's packaged because people consume information differently now. Yeah. But I feel like I'm so sad when every time I go speak at a school or something, if it's 100 kids in the class, right? Okay, like say if it's 80 boys or whatever, like 72 of them want to be rappers. Yeah. And they have no clue. All they telling me about is their YouTube. They don't know how to monetize YouTube. Right. They don't know nothing about working a record. They don't know Jerry Clark have to work the record at radio stations. They don't know none of that. And I feel like I wish people like you, but I know that you need a partner with somebody that can get it out in a way that it can be consumed. But the thing about it though, I'm gonna tell you, I do it a lot. Sometimes I go speak at schools and whatnot. I do it to a certain degree to artists that are at reach, but shit, I always say, because everybody always asks me, man, why you ain't got a position at a label or whatnot? I'm like, well, if they ready for a nigga like me,
before, Toomp.
If they are, but a lot of labels, I don't know. It's like I'm in the industry, but I'm not an industry guy. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a lot of things I've heard that people have gone through that I just, man, from where I come from, we don't do it like that. We don't get out like that. Yeah, but at the same time though, I've seen some artists come from major labels where I'm like, damn man, they give me about $300,000 a year. I definitely show them how to mold these guys into some real entertainers. You know what I mean? But ain't my job.
I'm gonna let you slide.
Your artists, they signed to you. They were signed to me, they'll be some stars. You feel me?
Because you still actually.
Yeah. I honestly, for real, I think just in entertainment, even in sports, they need to have a cool motherfucker like me or somebody else who can tell these new young athletes, hey man, no, don't do that, bro. That's some silly shit. That's lame right there. I know you just got 10 million this year, bro.
Look who just like my picture, Jerry. I'm sorry, we just got to say this is live. Look at the top one, the just the light. Look at this light. Look, hold on.
Okay, yeah.
Look at you like the picture. Look at you like the picture. Look at the top one. Look at the top one. You see it. You see it. Show it to Jerry. Show it to Jerry.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what they got to do with the price of tea in China.
Everything. Don't do that.
All right. So, hey, man, we going to edit all that shit out. yeah, that right there.
The show is real. Listen, the show is real.
But no, but that's what's going on. Ain't nobody really molding and developing a lot of these cats no more. You know what I mean? And I don't want to sound like... That's why I hear some cats be sounding, like the Funk Master Flex and them talking crazy.
Yeah, oh my God.
Angry, mumble rappers. How you gonna put these guys in the category and start calling niggas mumble rappers?
That's good. I know that you not angry.
I ain't, man, I'm far from angry.
But if one of these young motherfuckers hits you, better bless them with some of that.
Come on, man. I definitely got something for all of them.
All you cats out there.
Because I know that I'm not just gonna give them a beat. I'm gonna be like, hey man, when you get with me, you
gonna help them. So you're like the father.
Right.
You know what I feel like you're the father.
Your label is gonna want you to get at least 5 more tracks from me because they're gonna hear the difference when you come in my building.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting on that, Toomp, and I know everybody out here from your track record and knowing the hits you put out, and I just want to, hey man, like serious business. Everybody's heard how long people didn't know our history, how long we've been knowing each other.
I definitely
falling in my hairline, man, for real. Strong enough.
So hey man, like serious business, man. I was
fresh too. Look at him, boy. That ain't even no paint either, boy.
No.
that ain't no pain. What
dope.
My shit?
Yes,
yeah.
thank
you
God.
I ain't know this shit.
Man, listen,
That's one thing that Tom Clark blessed me with is he kept
fresh
even when he passed, he had that full head of hair.
Full head of hair.
Hey man, appreciate you, man. You on all the
Appreciate
social
y'all
media,
having me.
Instagram, all that shit. What's
Yes.
I am DJ Toomp.
About to follow him right now.
I am DJ Toomp.
Yeah,
Hey man,
Instagram
for real,
and,
you smoke cigars too?
Yeah, every once in a
well,
while
shit,
when I'm
you know.
celebrating something. What you got
Hey,
there?
you got a lot to celebrate, brother. Like,
Oh, man.
I'm gonna let you pick out something.
Amen.
You know,
see.
pick you out something, little something. And then we got the brother from Classics Apparel got you a gift.
Yeah,
Little something, little show.
Pizza, man.
Yeah, that's what. Ain't that shit dope?
Yeah, it's dope.
From Classics.
Make your imprint in the world.
Yeah,
Classic.
man. So for all the legends that come on the show, and you are definitely one too.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you,
can open
brother.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the
Thank
show.
you for what you meant to my
you for
career. I
having
don't
me,
know if I ever just told you. Just straight up, man to man. Thank you, brother. It wouldn't be no legendary Jerry. It wouldn't have been none of that. Is what I,
piece of hair grease, man.
Yeah.
Real, nigga.
Straight up. So hey, on behalf of legendary Jerry, it's
Nice.
Tangi Larkin. This is the incomparable producer Toomp. And before I get off, I have to dedicate this show every week to three people. My dad, who I just mentioned a minute ago, the Mr. Thomas Clark, my mentor, my first mentor ever, Stanley Bethel, and to my industry friend who's deceased, Mr. Shakir Stewart.
R.I.P. Shakir.
Those are three people that I truly love and endear. We're signing off Legendary Jerry Show.
At Legendary Jerry Podcast.
Sorry, at Legendary Jerry Podcast. Thank you, Tangi.
You're welcome.
And we're out.